In this episode, we're going to talk about the power in the pivot and how there is power in pivoting and why it is so important and why you must incorporate in your life. This is Powerfully Her, and I can't wait to see you on the inside. Hello, queens. Hey, we're doing it again. So happy that you are here. So happy that you are joining for you. You are showing up for you and anyone else you love, because you realize, and I hope you realize at this point, that the purpose of you showing it for you and me pouring into you is not only helping you and those that you love. So this is why I love what I do. It is a true honor. And I just want to say thank you. And let's get to it, because, you're like, let's get it rolling. So this is episode 13. Episode 13. That is incredible. We're going. We're trying to roll this out. Continue to make this happen. Make this happen. It's so important to really stick to what is important to you. And I hope what you are learning on this amazing podcast is showing what's possible, showing you what's possible. God wants you to know that it's all possible with him. And I hope that you see this, because seeing is believing, and you know that it is possible for you to have an amazing life. So, and I know I stress that a lot, and I'm not going to stop stressing it, because it's the truth. And that's what we do here. So yes, and welcome for you. All right. Episode 13, power in the pivot. So this name came from, I actually had sent this out to my email list not too long ago, about like a year and a half ago, and it was a power in the pivot. And I spoke about in detail about the purpose of just pivoting to make a change for your life. And that's what a pivot is. A pivot is just change of plan. We're flipping the script. We're changing it up real quickly. And there's so much power in that. And I love that it's power, and pivoting, it's double P. And I love that, because once you start to commit, well, first of all, once you start to believe and start to see that it is possible for you to have an amazing life, you start actually taking action into it. And that's the thing about a pivot. A pivot is something really small. It doesn't have to be something grandiose. Please don't let it be something so crazy where it's just the thought of it is just like giving you're like maybe getting anxiety from it. That's not what we're doing here. There's no need for that. I want you truly to believe that if you want the life that you want, it is within your reach. If you can think about it, if you can dream about it, you can have it. You can achieve it. And you can do it. So that's why the power in the pivot is showing, once you make this small change, not huge, small pivot, and you stay consistent, you're going to see the positive change you want. Now, I want you to think about that. I want you to think about the power in the pivot. Think about a time in your life, just in your life, your powerful life, right? Because you were powerful. Think about that in your life, a time where you made an adjustment. You made some minor changes, maybe not major, some change, and how you felt about it. How did you feel about it? What was the reason why you wanted to do it? And what happened when you went through with it? And how did you feel about it? And did what you expected to happen, did it turn out better? Hopefully not worse, but how did it turn out? And did you build confidence in yourself for doing that? That's important to know. It's very important that we start to reflect on the things that we want in our life instead of just powering through. Yes, you were powerful, but I don't want you to steamroll through things without just taking time to reflect. Reflection is very important, because if you don't reflect, you don't know how to move forward, right? So the power in a pivot is just that. And I want you to think about the time when you made that power in a pivot. Think about the time when you made the adjustment. You're like, you know what? I'm going to do it. I'm going to do this. And it can be something small. Don't let power in a pivot be something that is such a huge undertaking, and something where it's just so much where you're like, I can't even think about doing that. Excuse me, because that's going to stop you from ever wanting to achieve your dreams and your goals. You don't want that. And I don't want that for you. So an example, let it say that you are going to go to the gym. and you're like, you know what? I got the membership. I'm doing it. You start going. Oh, actually, no. Let's say you just the thought of going. You're like, okay, I got the energy. I want to do it. But then when you go, you feel defeated. You feel like I can't do this, and you don't even walk in the door. Number one, I want first to give you credit for even showing up. I want to give you your flowers for even getting the membership. How about that? You never did that before. And even if you have done it before, at least you know that, okay, this is the direction I want to take. At least you signed up. So give yourself some credit and some flowers for that. Do that. Remember in episode 12, we were talking about the purpose of always that self-talk, that negative language we have with ourselves. We have to unlearn that. We have to stop doing that. You need to say, you know what? I'm proud that I signed up proud of myself. I signed up for the gym today. I might have not walked in, but I'm proud that I did it. At least you did it. Or even just looking at videos on Instagram or TikTok. I'm watching some workout videos. You're building yourself up. You're getting in momentum. So that pivot could start happening. You start to see things that are aligning with what you want. So it's starting to slowly but surely become your world. That's a good thing. Instead of just cold turkey jumping into it. And then you go to the gym for the next 2 weeks every single day, and then all of a sudden you don't go anymore. That's usually what happens to most of us, right? Instead of us taking a breath, reflecting, taking action, but a small action, and building up. That's a power in the pivot, okay? Back to as far as health, because we want to be as healthy as possible. And the reason why I'm referencing that is because it's easy, it's measurable. When it comes to goals, it's measurable, but it doesn't mean that it supersedes everything else. Your health is very important, mind, body, and soul. Let's just say you want to eat more salads a day. You want to have less sugar. You're going to go down to 2 coffees instead of 3 coffees. Pivot. Something small, it's making a positive difference, but it's not something where it's shaking your soul where you're just like, I can't do this anymore, because then you're going to crash and you're going to feel even worse because you didn't continue it. And that's not what we want. So we want to be positive here. We want to be powerful in our positivity. And the pivot does just that. Make it small. So I want you really to think about the times that you did that. When you did this, you had the power in the pivot. Nothing too crazy, nothing too big. And if you haven't, that's okay too. This is why you listen to this episode. You know you want to, so let's do it. Okay? I remember a time where I was just like, well, this was a big pivot, but where just that feeling, just always having that feeling like, I know I need to be doing something. I know I need to make this change. I need to, God, please give me another opportunity to make changes. And I did it. And when it came down to the health, exact same thing. Like I have to get in alignment with taking better care of my health. And I committed. If you would have told me 15 years ago, 20 years ago, that I would have, when you're young, we just eat everything in sight. As you get older, we have to be more disciplined and focus, right? But if you gave me some rice, y'all, I was tearing that rice up. I would eat like a whole bowl of rice. And if you seasoned it good, y'all. And I remember I was told, like, you need to watch it, the glucose and things like that, the insulin. And I'm like, okay. And I remember I was out with my husband and my sister, and they were like, you can't have this rice. And I'm like, what do you mean I can't have this rice? I want the rice. Like, I caught an attitude, y'all, over some rice, really? And I was upset. I was really upset. And they were like, okay. And I was really in my feelings over a plate of rice. Like, girl, get yourself together. So that's when I knew I needed some help, because me and carbs are here, like the most of us. And then when you have them, you're like, dang, why did I eat that? I'm usually not like that. Like, dang, why did I eat that? I'm usually like, it was amazing. I usually don't kick myself for having it, but I'm like, I need to do better. You know what I mean? But now, that was going over 15 years ago. But now, when I'm just like, I have to get it together, it's not that way. Now, the discipline where I'm like, no, I need to pivot, where I'm just going to be more disciplined in the way that I eat. And also I fast once a year too. So that's another thing as far as that discipline, where if I can go without food and drink for a few hours, I could definitely do this. And I was doing that prior. So I was just acting up 15 years ago. But now, just maturing, where I had to grow, like, Nadira, you need to do better. And it's recognizing that you need to do better. So there are so many countless times where I know I have to make a power in a pivot, and we have to do it. Another power in a pivot, just getting up a little earlier, 30 minutes earlier. Doesn't have to be 2 hours, 30 minutes. That's a huge difference. It doesn't seem like it's anything, but 30 minutes is a lot, y'all. You can do a lot in 30 minutes. You do a lot in 15. So the point is that I just want you to know that how amazing you are and the things that you are capable of doing. So many wonderful things you're capable of doing. And if you look at your goal setting in smaller increments and how to achieve it, and then attach it to something, a larger goal, you'll see more progress as opposed to seeing nothing at all. That's the purpose, right? We want to see progress as opposed to nothing at all. So this is something that I want you to reflect on. Reflection, remember the importance of reflection, and understand the power that you have and the power in pivoting to something else, but nothing too big, just something small. Like we said, 30 minutes a day. Signing up for the gym. Eventually the week after, you'll start going to the gym. Maybe once a day instead of 5 days a week. Maybe twice a day. Give yourself grace. Give yourself love. Speak words and language of love, not hatred to yourself. That has to go. That has to stop. Like right now, like today. It has to. Because in order for you to move forward for the life that you really do deserve, it's in here, babe. Here and here. Remember, I told you this is driving it, this baby right here. So therefore, you really want to get yourself in alignment. And I know we hear that word a lot, in alignment with the Creator and with ourselves and what we see around ourselves, right? So one of the best ways we can reclaim and make the power in the pivot so powerful is number one, what do you want? I always go to that. What do you want? Reclaim your voice. Silence those negative thoughts that are coming. They are coming with gratitude. Let's do that because the pivoting's not going to happen until we get right in here. So small pivot. You know what? God willing, tomorrow I'm going to try to get up 30 minutes early, 15 minutes early. Cool. Let's do it. Let's set that clock. Let's try to get to bed a little earlier. That's another thing. Let me get to bed a little earlier. Even if it's 15 minutes, an hour. Let me get off social media 30 minutes before bed. Doesn't have to be 2 hours because if you've been doing it every night to just all of a sudden not do it, like we want to meet yourself halfway, right? Like, you can do it, but don't do something that's too hard because then it's just like, oh my God, what do I do? And then you're in your bed, your head's awake and you're like, you're wide awake and you're like, what do I do? So just do it small. Going to bed 30 minutes early, getting up a little 30 minutes early. Try not to be on social media right before bed, 30 minutes early if possible, right? And just getting yourself in a habit of showing yourself some love. So that's the first thing, the power of pivot. So we're reclaiming our voice for what we want. Okay, that's number one. And number two is starting to take that action, like we already stated. 30 minutes here, 15 minutes here. And the third is surrounding yourself with the people and the community that uplift you and the things that you're seeing. As this is why every single episode, they are all connected. It's like, I want this podcast to be like one beautiful monologue, one beautiful story. It's a song. Everything is connected. You're like, oh, this connects to this episode. That connects to, they all connect. God won all of them. And this is all coming from God. And I'm so grateful to be able to have this opportunity and a blessing to tell you these things because it's all connected. And once you see it that way, you're like, wow, I get it. And then your life becomes a symphony, right? Where you are the beautiful conductor. Well, God is a conductor, but you are the one that is in tune with his melody and his symphony. That's what you want. That's what you really want for yourself. And you can do it. And we also don't have to wait till January either. We don't have to wait till January. Why are we waiting till January? Because the longer we delay, the longer the greatness that lives within us comes out. The longer we delay, you need you, and those that need you don't get the best of you. The longer you delay, the enemy wins. That's just the truth. So we don't want to delay anymore. We don't want to delay anymore. We don't want to think power to pivot is something that's so crazy, so big that just so hard. We don't want to do that anymore. We don't. We want to, number one, get right with God and know what do we want. That's what we want to do. Number one, that's what we want to do. Okay. Number 2, small increments for the changes you're making. Nothing too big. And again, do what works for you. And number 3, surround yourself with the right people that believe in you and support you. Subscribe to things that you've listened to and you see, like this podcast, that uplift you, remind you of who you forgot who you really were. Who you really are. Because this is reminding you of who you are. This is just a refresher. I'm rejuvenating. I'm enlightening you to something that's already in you. That's all. I'm just reminding you. That's it. How wonderful is that? And how many other people, how many other women, queens need to hear this message? Because they need this message, because we all sometimes get stuck and we forget. That's why. Because we're doing all the things, because life can be difficult at times, because there's so much going on and we're so busy and so much. I get it. Trust me, I get it. But there is peace. There is light. And so that's what makes Power in the Pivot so powerful, because it doesn't have to be anything crazy. Just think about a time, like let's just say when you're outside and you see someone and they smile at you and you're like, that person really made my day. They just smiled at you. That didn't even cost them anything. And you already feel better because that person genuinely smiled with no ill will behind it. There was no bad intent behind that smile. They just genuinely smiled at you. It was like, hi, have a good day. You're like, wait, what? Me? And you're like, why are they smiling? I know we live in a time where it's just like, no, don't smile at me. But there are good people like you, right? Something like that. When small things are happening, or you're in line in a grocery store and someone says, no, it's okay, you could go ahead of me. You're like, wait, are you serious? That's why we want to bring humanity back to kindness and generosity, because it is there. It is there. But the power and the pivot is, once you're doing these small increments, it will show up in everything else in your life. I kid you not. I kid you not. If you like being around certain people that make you feel good, power and a pivot, call that person maybe 5 minutes a day. 5 minutes. Talk to them. Check in with them. It can be 10, 15 minutes a week. It doesn't even have to be every day. But if that person uplifts you, makes you feel better, check in with them. It would be nice every day, but at least once a week, let them know how you feel and how they make you feel, and they make you feel lighter. That's a beautiful thing. And those that make you feel the opposite, you know what you got to do with that. Right? And that's why it's so important to reclaim your voice, reclaim it, reclaim your strength, because you're not using it. You're not using your power. You're using it. It's being used. It's being misused. Essentially, it's not in the place that it needs to be. And that is why it's so important for you to know who you are and walk in that and love it. That's why it's so important, because when you do the things that you accomplish, the person that you truly are emerges. The lives that you change, especially your own. It's incredible, Queen. It's incredible. And then you look back down the years, you're like, wow, look, I did it. Yes, you did it. You came a long way. This is where you're supposed to be, right? So it's up to you, truly up to you, to see how wonderful you are and how now is your time. We're not waiting until January. And this is why this is coming at a perfect time, because it's a reminder, because when the end of the year rut, holidays are here, so much is going on. So it's very hard to really see things clearly. It's really hard to have clarity on these times if we allow it. Don't allow it. Always see clear, whether you're in the storm or the sunshine, always see clear. And if you ever need any type of guidance, any type of solution, anything, you connect with God. Absolutely. Silence your thoughts, silence, and to get connected with the Almighty. Surround yourself with people that make you feel good. Watch things like this podcast or any other podcast or any books, or read anything. Anything's going to uplift you, make you better, you do it. Because that's when you start to get in the place that you truly want to be. And I cannot, I can't emphasize enough the importance of this, how powerful this is. Because this is so 100%, even though this is the driving force, this will dictate, if we listen to it, to what happens here. Because a lot of hearts have been hurt because of listening to what's happening here, the negativity in here. And it's unfortunate. And that's why we need to start making those changes, small changes. If it's not feeling good, long term. Remember we spoke about the last video, long term. If it's not helping you, if there's no benefits to it long term, don't do it. We got to get out of the habit of those quick fixes, the things that just make us feel good in a moment, whether it be partying, whether it be people, whether it be whomever. We got to get out of the habit of 10 minutes, 30 minutes, an hour of fun or 2 hours of fun or 50 minutes, whatever it is. We have to get out of that and discipline ourselves to what is going to be good for us long term so that we can truly grow. Because that's when the true queen that you are emerges when you do that. When you say, no more, I'm not doing that. And again, if there is something major that you need to cut out of your life, no, power in the pivot. You make changes. That is powerful immediately. I don't want to, I don't want that to get confused. I don't want to be like, well, this person's bad for me, so I talk to them a little less. No, you don't need to talk to them at all. At all. If that person makes you feel terrible, don't talk to them at all. They shouldn't be around you. You should only have people around you that uplift you and you uplift them. That person is being but goodness and kindness to you. But every time they're around, they make things better. And you do the same thing for them. That's who you want around you. But I don't want no power. And there's no pivoting with people that mistreat you. That we don't pivot that. We straight up make changes like we're done. We don't entertain that. And we, God willing, are not trying to go into 2026 with that nonsense. No. And I implore you and I support you and I know you will do what's right. And this is your beautiful life. And it's up to you to bring all this beautifulness, all this power you have to life. It is so possible. We are living in a time where, yes, there are some things happening, but please know that there is so much good, so much light, so much of it. And it's up to us to bring it to fruition, to bring it to life. And we can do it, right? I'm using my voice. Look what you can do. A lot. You are powerful too. You can use your voice as well. You can do it. So like Nike says, just do it. Okay. I know it can be a little cheesy, but it's a fact. Okay. So starting, do not wait. Even you want to do it today. Try to go to bed 15 minutes early. Maybe get up 15 minutes early. Go to bed 15 minutes early. Get up 15 minutes early. Whatever works for you. Do something, a power and a pivot that works for you. But where you're seeing some positive changes. Slowly but surely, you're seeing positive changes. Okay, Queen? Because now is your time. Okay? Now is your time. You have greatness inside of you. And we don't want to keep delaying what God has for you. You don't want to keep delaying that. You don't want to delay what you should have. It is time to start taking action, and you are worth more than gold. You are more than enough and forever forward. So, Queen, in recap, just closing it out. Number one, you want to make sure that you are reclaiming your voice by knowing what you want. Your voice is so powerful, and you're doing that with God. This is the power pivot. God, how should I pivot? How should I move? What should I do? Number two is small actions with a small pivoting with it. Okay. Nothing crazy, nothing that's going to overwhelm you, because if you do, you're going to crash. We don't want you crashing out. That's not needed. You are on a wonderful mission. You got to bring this thing to life. Okay. And number three, surround yourself with people that are going to be there for you. Watch, listen, subscribe to things that are going to uplift you and make you better, where you're like, yes, I can do this. Yes, I'm ready to take on the day. What? They did it. I can do it. Yes. Okay. And like always, Queen, I just want the best for you. And I know you have it in you to make the world not only a better place, but make your world much better as well. I'll see you in the next episode. Thanks. Bye.